Today we continue the fourth noble truth of the path leading to the cessations of suffering. First, we have to recite Sama Vaja, Sama Kamanda, and Sama Ajiva, Pali. That is 402-3. 402-4, 402-5. Sama Vaja, Sama Kamanda, and Sama Ajiva. Buddha asked the question and then he explained what are Sama Vaja, Sama Kamanda, and Sama Ajiva. I will read the Pali first. Listen to my reading. Katamaja Bhikkhave Sama Vaja Musawada Viramani Pisunaya Vajaya Viramani Prusaya Vajaya Viramani Sampapalapa Viramani Ayamvojati Bhikkhave Sama Vaja. Then 402-4 Sama Kamando. Katamoja Bhikkhave Sama Kamando. Panadipada Viramani, Adinadana Viramani, Kamesu Mechachara Viramani, Ayamvojati Bhikkhave Sama Kamando. 402-5 Sama Ajiva. Katamoja Bhikkhave Sama Ajiva, Ida Bhikkhave Ariya Savako, Meja Ajivon Bhaya Sama Ajivena. Jivitan Kapedi Ayamvojati Bhikkhave Sama Ajiva. Sama Vaja, Sama Kamanda, and Sama Ajiva. So Sama Vaja, can you follow me? Katamaja Bhikkhave Sama Vaja Musawada Viramani Pisunaya Vajaya Viramani Parusaya Vajaya Viramani Sampapalapa Viramani Ayamvojati Bhikkhave Sama Vaja. Sama Kamando 402-4 Katamoja Bhikkhave Sama Kamando Panadipada Viramani Adinadana Viramani Kamesu Mechachara Viramani Ayamvojati Bhikkhave Sama Kamando. And then Sama Ajiva 402-5 Katamoja Bhikkhave Sama Ajiva Ida Bhikkhave Ariya Savako Meja Ajivon Bhaya Sama Ajivena Jivitam Kapedi Ayamvojati Bhikkhave Sama Ajiva. So we recite together Sama Vaja, Sama Kamando, and Sama Ajiva. Katamaja Bhikkhave Sama Vaja Musawada Viramani Pisunaya Vajaya Viramani Parusaya Vajaya Viramani Sampapalapa Viramani Ayamvojati Bhikkhave Samawaja. Then continue Samagamando. Katamoja Bhikkhave Samagamando Panadipata Veramani Adena Dana Veramani Kame Sumecha Jara Veramani Yawojati Bhikkhave Samagamando Then Samajivo Katamoja Bhikkhave Sama Ajiva Ida Bhikkhave Riya Sawaka Meja Ajivum Bhaya Sama Ajivena Jividam Gabedi Yawojati Bhikkhave Sama Ajiva. So we have to read the translation. Can you follow me? Samawaja. And what bhikkhus is right speech, abstaining from false speech, abstaining from slanderous speech, abstaining from harsh speech, abstaining from frivolous speech. These bhikkhus is called right speech. And Samagamado, can you follow me? And what bhikkhus is right action, abstaining from killing beings, abstaining from taking what is not given, abstaining from sexual misconduct. This bhikkhus is called right action. Sama ajiva. And what bhikkhus is right livelihood. Here bhikkhus, a noble disciple, having abandoned wrong livelihood, makes a living by means of right livelihood. This bhikkhus is called right livelihood. Yeah, Four Noble Truth of suffering, Noble Truth of the origin of suffering, Noble Truth of cessation of suffering, and Noble Truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Today we come to the fourth Noble Truth. Fourth Noble Truth is the practice. It is the way that goes to the cessation of dukkha. It is a way that goes to nirvana, to the cessation of suffering. Practice is like the medicine the Buddha gave us for the cure of our disease of suffering. Since practice is like a medicine, we must make use of that medicine. The clever doctor will give us medicine. If we do not take the medicine, then our disease will not be cured. So in the same way, here the Buddha gave us this medicine. And if we do not take it, if we do not practice His way, then we will not get the benefits of getting rid of our mental defilements. Now all meditators are here. You take medicine very systematically for 2 months. You get a lot of benefits by taking this medicine, by practicing this method. So among the four noble truths, the fourth one is the most important for us. We may not know about dukkha, we may not know about suffering, or we may not know what causes suffering. We may not know. And Nibbana, we may not know yet. We may not know the cessation of dukkha. But if we know the fourth noble truth, if we know right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, etc., and if we practice it, then we will be able to see the first noble truth. We will see the dukkha. Now you see dukkha very clearly. Don't be tired. Seeing the dukkha is the way to abandon the dukkha. And finally, you will realize that noble truth. So for meditators, for all of us, the fourth noble truth is the most important. It is like a medicine. This medicine you cherish so much. Moment by moment, you are taking this medicine to get complete benefits. Early morning, you wake up. As soon as you get up, you don't forget medicine. Standing, walking, sitting, hearing, rising, falling. Every breathing, you take this medicine. Every walking, sitting, seeing, hearing, everywhere, every places, every position, you are taking this medicine. So you are taking this medicine, you are practicing with confidence to get the good results of this medicine. Because you believe you are a clever physician, and you believe your confidence in that medicine. The fourth noble truth, you are practicing, you are developing. This is a path leading to the cessation of suffering. Actually, or strictly speaking, this fourth noble truth is at the moment of your enlightenment. The moment of your enlightenment is like the results of your vipassana. In order to reach the moment of your enlightenment, you have to invest a lot. You have to practice, you have to invest many days, many months, many years, many lives. So you have to practice vipassana. So when you are practicing vipassana, you are actually developing these 8 mental factors, these 8 factors of the path. So during the time you practice vipassana meditation, you are developing this path, you are developing this fourth noble truth. But you are developing during this stage belongs to the mundane sphere. But at the moment of your enlightenment, these 8 factors arise again together and they do their individual function and they reach to the top. They reach culmination. These 8 factors reach their highest stage at the moment of your enlightenment. Only at the stage they are called the fourth noble truth. So you have to have what is called preliminary practice, Mega. That is vipassana. So strictly speaking, the fourth noble truth can be obtained only at the moment of enlightenment. In order to get the stage, meditator has to go through the preliminary stage, which is vipassana meditation. So during the period you are practicing vipassana meditation, you are practicing that fourth noble truth. And then you need to understand the 4 functions to be done to the 4 noble truths. Towards the first noble truth, the function is thorough comprehension. You need to comprehend thoroughly the first noble truth of suffering. And towards the second noble truth, the function is eradication. When you practice diligently, your practice can eradicate the second noble truth, that is attachment or craving. With regard to the third noble truth, the function is realization. You need to realize the third noble truth, that is nirvana, total cessation or suffering. With regard to the fourth noble truth, the function is development. So you need to develop the Eightfold Path or the Fourth Noble Truth. You need to practice. So these are the functions to be done at the moment of enlightenment. These 4 functions are done simultaneously, not one after another. They are done simultaneously. So these are the 4 noble truths. Now what you are practicing, you are developing the Eightfold Path. Samadhi, right view; Sammasankappa, right thought; Sammavaca, right speech; Sammakamanta, right action; Sammajiva, right livelihood; Sammavayama, right effort; Sammasati, right mindfulness; and Sammasamadhi, right concentration. So eightfold path. These Eightfold Paths can be summarized under three groups: Sila group, Samadhi group, and Pinya group. Right speech, right action, and right livelihood form the Sila group or Sila Mega. By practicing right speech, right action, and right livelihood, your Sila Mega is established. A Samadhi group, Samadhi Mega, is made up of right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. By practicing right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, your Samadhi Mega is established. A right view and right thoughts belongs to the Pinya Mega. Developing right view and right thoughts leads you to Vipassana Pinya. Knowledge of insight, Mega Pinya and Pala Pinya. Path and fruition, that is wisdom to both mundane and supramundane levels. But according to the teaching, Samadhi is the first, Samadhi right view, but we will describe each of these Meginga in detail, emphasizing the practical aspect. So when you practice, you have to start with morality. Minimum 5 precepts or 8 precepts you need to take. You need to take precepts, and then you need to develop concentration, and then you gain pinya, wisdom. So we will start with Samawaja, the part of right speech. And Buddha asks, Bhikkhus, what is right speech? And Buddha answer, it is avoidance of daily lies, avoidance of slandering, avoidance of harsh, abusive language, avoidance of frivolous talk or useless chatter, avoidance of these four evil speech is called right speech, Buddha said. So in this definition given by the Buddha, abstinence or avoidance is right speech. So it should be noted that even when occasion arises for you to utter false speech, slander, abuse, or useless chatter, you restrain. If you restrain yourself from doing so, you are establishing the practice of right speech. In reality, right speech is Samavaja Virati, one of the 52 kinds of mental states. However, if you refrain from false speech, etc., you will be engaged only in talks which are truthful, gentle, and beneficial, promoting harmony. You talk this speech. The essential point here is that abstinence from false speech, etc., amounts to doing good deeds of observing the sila. You take the vow, refraining from false speech. When you take the precepts, when you take 5 precepts in ordinary days, 8 precepts, 10 precepts in the retreat, you have to refrain at the same time from the 3 evil vocal acts of slandering, abusing, and idle talks also. How to develop right speech? Practice, meditation, to see, to understand the reality, the true nature of the phenomena. Meditation is very needed to develop your right speech. Whenever you see, hear, smell, touch, or things, you capture the reality. The reality, the real nature of impermanence, suffering, and insubstantiality concerning these sense objects. Mental defilements cannot arise. So no mental defilements which would cause utterance of wrong speech. So this is the power of meditation. So during the practice of meditation, you may know you have pure right speech because meditation practice diligent. At the moment, no wrong speech, only the right speech. So this is temporary putting away anusya kilesa, latent defilements, including wrong speech, by means of your diligent vipassana practice. Try your best to get knowledge or insight. As your knowledge or insight, vipassana knowledge gets fully developed, and you realize nirvana through Ariya Mega Jnana. When that happens, wrong speech will have been completely put away by virtues of your noble path. So Visuddhi Mega commentary state that if you attain Sotapatti Mega, if you become Sotapanna, Sotapatti Mega, the first path, dispel false speech. If you become Sotapanna, you never tell lies, you never utter false speech. And Visuddhi Mega commentary says, if you become Anagami Mega, the third path dispels slandering and abuses language. If you become Arahant, Arahata Mega, the fourth path, dispel frivolous talks or useless chatter. But you need to understand that all kinds of daily lies, slandering, abusive language, which would have caused to be reborn in the four woeful states, have already been got rid of when you attain first path, Sotapati Mega. You will never do wrong if you become Sotapanna because you get rid of daily lies, slandering, abusive language when you attain Sotapati Mega. So the path of right speech has to be followed until all the four Mega Phala has been completely established. So now you understand wrong speech and right speech. Wrong speech means to utter false speech, slander, abuse, and useless chatter is wrong speech. If you avoid false speech, slander, abuse, and useless chatter, it is right speech. So there is Masi Sierra aphorism. Can you follow me? To utter false speech, to utter false speech, slander, abuse, and useless chatter is wrong speech. Avoidance of wrong speech is right speech. So there is wrong speech and right speech. You avoid from this false speech, slander speech, and abuse speech, and useless chatter. And then right action, regarding right action, Sammakamanta, Buddha said, Bhikkhus, what is right action? It is the avoidance of killing, avoidance of stealing, and avoidance of unlawful sexual intercourse. Avoidance of the three evil physical deeds is right actions. Here also in the definition of right action given by the Buddha, avoidance of the three evil physical acts is right action. So when an occasion arises for the person to commit killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, if he or she restrain himself from committing them, he or she is establishing the practice of right action, Sammakamanta. For example, you just scare away and you do not kill the mosquito which is biting you. It is right action. In the same way, you avoid from stealing, you avoid from sexual misconduct. These are right action. An explanation is needed here as to what constitutes unlawful sexual intercourse. There are 20 kinds of females with whom no male person should have sexual intercourse. So 20 kinds of female person under the protections of father, under the protections of mother, brothers, sisters, relatives, clan elders, colleagues in meditation, or married woman, or engaged girl, any male who has sexual intercourse with such person under the protections of father, mother, etc., commits the evil deeds of sexual misconduct. A married woman or an engaged girl having sexual relation with another man also commits these evil deeds. So avoidance of such evil deeds is right action. So now you understand what is wrong action, what is right action. Killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct are wrong action, and avoidance of killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct is right action. So Mahasi Sierra aphorism, can you follow me? Killing, stealing, sexual misconduct are wrong action. Avoidance of these evil deeds is right action. So how to develop right action? Take precepts. Minimum 5 precepts, you take it. The path of right action should be developed by observing the moral precepts, 5 precepts. Now in the retreat more higher, you take 8 precepts. And then practice meditation. During the practice of meditation, no killing, no stealing, no sexual intercourse, etc. So by practicing vipassana, you are developing right action. Practice vipassana until the 4 Arya Mega have been completely established. And then another one is Sama Ajiva, the path of right livelihood. Committing these evil acts by deeds and the 4 evil acts by words. In order to earn a living is wrong livelihood. Avoidance of these evil deeds in earning your livelihood means following the path of right livelihood. And Buddha said, Bhikkhus, what is right livelihood? In this teaching, the noble disciple avoids a wrong way of living, gets his livelihood by a right way of living. It is called right livelihood. Wrong livelihood is earning his living through unlawful, unwholesome means, such as killing and stealing. So the 3 evil acts by deeds and 4 evil acts by words amounts only to wrong action and wrong speech when they have no connection with earning his livelihood. they do not form wrong livelihood. So for instance, the person kill flies, mosquitoes, insects, snakes, termites, or an enemy because he get angry or he have hatred. That killing flies, mosquito, insects, snakes, or an enemy through anger is evil acts of deeds, wrong action, but not wrong livelihood. But the person kill animals, poultry, wild boar, pigs, goats, or fish for the market or for his own table is wrong livelihood. And then stealing. Stealing and robbery are motivated by economic reasons. So these will be classed as wrong livelihood. However, when the reason is not economic, but for revenge, or some people have the kinds of bad habit, revenge or habit, these constitute merely wrong action. And kamesumechachara, sexual misconduct, illegal sexual intercourse usually has nothing to do with earning a livelihood, but seduction of women and ruining them purposely for employment in carnal trade are, of course, wrong livelihood. And then musawada, telling lies. Telling lies is just wrong speech when not motivated by economic reasons. However, when falsehood is employed in commercial transaction or in law courts to promote business, it is wrong livelihood. In the same way, slandering, devoid of economic interest, is wrong speech. But nowadays, false charges or denunciatory remarks are common methods employed to bring discredit to the rival party. And as they are mostly concerned with business, they may be regarded as wrong livelihood. Harsh speech or abusive language is rarely employed in business transaction, and so it is usually just wrong speech. So upright people maintain their moral principle as such wrong ways of earning livelihood by means of killing, stealing, and lying to be avoided. The person who observes the 5 precepts has to avoid the 7 evil ways of earning a livelihood. in the Ajiva Tamakat Sila, avoidance of wrong livelihood is included as one of the factors of 8 precepts. So avoiding the wrong means of livelihood and earning his livelihood in accordance with the moral principle of upright people is right livelihood. Yeah, again, just like right speech and right action, right livelihood is also a practice of avoidance. So avoidance of wrong livelihood is to be regarded as right livelihood. How do you develop sama ajiwa? Right livelihood should be developed by observing the precepts and then practice meditation. By practicing meditation until with the defectors on the path is fulfilled, right livelihood should be developed. So regarding this, there are 5 kinds of traits that are described by the Buddha as being wrong. They are dealing in weapons, human beings, meat, liquor, and poison. Avoiding these kinds of trade and making a living by blameless trades is called right livelihood. A person who claims to be a disciple of the Buddha should avoid these traits. So these 3 factors, right speech, right action, and right livelihood, are called virati, abstention in the Abhidhamma. Right livelihood means abstention from the 4 wrongdoings when speaking and the 3 physical wrongdoings with respect to livelihood. And there are 3 kinds of abstention. Abstention on occasion, abstention by observance, and abstention by total eradication. Sometimes people don't observe any particular precepts, but when they actually meet the situation in which they might do something wrong, they abstain. They abstain from doing wrong, reflecting on their birth, age, experience, and so on. And they reflect in a positive way their wise reflection. It is not suitable for me to do such wrong things. So such abstention is called abstention on occasion. Sometimes good people take precepts and later meet a situation in which they might do wrong, and they abstain from doing wrong because they have taken the precepts. So their abstention is said to be abstention by observant. So abstention by observant is more suitable. You take the precepts and then you abstain. But some people are naturally good, even though they don't take, they abstain. But taking the precepts and abstention is better. When your abstention is accomplished through total eradication of mental defilements, at the moment of entering the noble path by practicing meditation, it is called abstention by total eradication. So there are some story mentioned in Attasalini regarding the two kinds of abstention. Abstention by observant and abstention on occasion and abstention by observant. So in Sri Lanka, there was a late disciple called Chakana. When Chakana was young, his mother suffered from a disease and the doctor recommended fresh hair meat. So Chakana brothers said to Chakana, "Oh dear brother, roam the fields." And he sent him out. So Chakana went to get the fresh hair meat. And at that time, a hare came to eat the tender crops. On seeing Chakana, the hare ran away, but very unfortunately, the hare was caught in the creepers, crying kiri kiri. And Chakana went after the sound and caught the hare. And then he deeply reflect. I shall make a medicine for my mother. But he reflected deeply, it is not suitable. For the sake of my mother's life, I should take the life of another. It is not proper. He decided to flee, so he freed the hare, saying, "Go, my dear, enjoy grass and water with other hare in the jungle." And then he went back. So when he arrived at home, when asked by his brother, "Well, dear, did you catch a hare?" Brother asked, and Jagannath told him what had happened, and the brother scolded him. But Jagannath went to his mother, affirming the truth. "Since I was born, I do not remember having taken the life of any creatures." So he affirmed this truth. Very amazing. By affirming this truth, the mother recovered right away. And the second story is the late disciple who lived on Mount Uttara Vidana, Uttara Vidamana. The least disciple took the precepts in the presence of Elder Pingala, who dwelt in the Umbria monastery. That disciple was plowing his field and his ox got lost. When his ox got lost, he looked for it and he ascended the Odara Uddamana mountain. There, a big serpent seized him. And then he thought, I will cut off its head with my sharp axe. But again he reflected, it is not proper that I, who have taken the precepts from my teacher, should break them. So after having these thoughts for the third time, he totally decided, I will sacrifice my life, but not the precepts. And he took the sharp axe from his shoulder and threw it away in the forest. Very strange. Immediately, he threw his axe away in the forest. The boa constrictor released him from and went away. So you need to understand the abstention, pre-abstention, abstention on occasion, abstention by observance, and abstention by total eradication. So we'll continue tomorrow, Sama, Vayama, etc. We have to stop our discourse for today by practicing Vipassana meditation by observing every phenomena occurring at the six senses. May you understand the first noble truth, the noble truth of suffering. May you eradicate the second noble truth, the noble truth of the cause of suffering. May you realize the third noble truth of the cessation of suffering. May you develop the fourth noble truth, the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. May you realize the real peace in the very near future. So